What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, Jamal Charlo approaches Dmitry Bivol, asks him, does he want to fight him? And that, if so, that they can fight at 168. That he will come up to 168 to fight him. No belt, just basically for entertainment, a legacy fight for excitement, right? So Dmitry Bivol shakes his hand. He says, yeah. But he says, you do know my goal is to become undisputed at 175. And basically, I don't know if this is going anywhere, but I'll say if you're going to approach a fighter in front of a camera, especially, make sure that you really want the fight. Now, I'm not saying that Jamal Charlo doesn't want the fight, but I feel like, look, at this point, Canelo just lost to Bivol, then he beat Triple G. I don't think Triple G want anything to do with Jamal Charlo. And so, what's next for Jamal Charlo, if not a big name? Aside from him trying to unify 160. Because we know who has the other three belts. And as I said, I don't think he wants nothing to do with Jamal Charlo. So, if this goes anywhere, and this is a fight that actually happens, so be it. But if it's a situation where they have this happen, nothing happens, and then it's like, hey, I called him out. He said he wanted to fight, but I don't think that Bivol should stop his plans of, wanting to become unified champion at 175 against Beterbiev. I don't think that. I think he should do what he feels that he has his goal set on. Now, if he decides, like let's say if he can't get that fight and he decides that, you know what, I'll fight Jamal Charlo at 168, then so be it. Notice ever since Bivol has beaten the last, won his last fight, we have heard nothing from Canelo, who said he will fight Bivol if Bivol wins. Bivol won. Canelo has said nothing. And the only thing Canelo managed to say was he'll fight anybody. He got this business to fight the best. And yeah, well, he said nothing. There's no conversations about him fighting Bivol. It just died down. This is what's going on in boxing. Just like the B sample, the drug test with Conor Ben, everything, it just went silent, just disappeared. What happens? Shh. Let people forget about it. Let them not remember what happened. Let's not remember what Canelo said about Bivol. Shh. Personally, I don't care to see the fight because I think Bivol just does the same thing. Maybe even knocks him out. Who knows? But I just don't see the point. He beat him soundly. And it was for his title at 175. So what's the purpose? Because if he does fight him at 168, in a rematch, yeah. Well, Bivol will be undisputed at 168 if that's the case. And that would be the only reason for the rematch for Bivol, for it to make sense. Why would you just fight him at 168 for nothing? It makes more sense to fight Jamal Charlo at 168 for nothing because Jamal Charlo has no belt at 168. For Jamal Charlo, if he's going to go to 168 to fight Bivol, I doubt that there was any negotiations with Canelo. And let's say that happened and it was turned down because he would have said that by now. But Canelo has shown no interest in fighting Charlo. He showed no interest in fighting Demetrius Andre. And I'm pretty sure by now he's knowing, nah, I don't think I should mess with Bivol. But what's next? We'll see. What's next? If anything, what people are thinking is that he's going to try to, if anything, maybe have a rematch with Caleb Plant versus fighting Benavidez. So, I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, But when I saw that clip, I'm just like, yeah, okay. Let's see if Jamal Charlo, and let's see if this goes anywhere. Just to say, because when people say I confronted a guy and nothing happened, it's like, was this even realistic before you even got in front of that camera and challenged the guy? Now, if Jamal Charlo really wants that fight and Bivol decides that, yeah, let's make that happen, let's really do it, then we got ourselves a fight. But, we never know. So I don't get excited about nothing in boxing. I just hear things and it's like, well, let's see where this goes. That's how I stand with it. Now, for anything that's supposed to happen but doesn't happen in boxing nowadays, it pretty much will stay that way. And if a desperate situation is what caused two fighters to finally get together, you're not going to get the fight the same quality that you would have gotten when these guys were hot, okay, on top of their game. Now, another fight that's, from what I'm hearing, supposed to happen is Anthony Yarde versus Arthur Beterbiev. Now, Arthur Beterbiev is pretty much seen as like, it's like Hercules versus, Hawkeye. That's how they're looking at this. Like, he's going to go in there and destroy Anthony Yarde. Yarde doesn't belong in there with him. I beg to differ. Now, as far as him destroying him, possibly. But to say he doesn't belong in there, no. These guys are not getting any goddamn younger, okay? What are they waiting for? So this fight needs to happen. Now, as far as him being good enough to beat him, well, then that's what, we're going to see. You can't sit and just wait and wait and wait. Like, what are we waiting for him to turn 37, 38? What are we waiting for? Beterbiev is already, 37, 38. How old is Anthony Yarde? 33? So, what's the wait? The thing is this. Since the Lyndon Arthur fight, when he lost, he won the rematch. And since then, all his opponents has been sucky. So, they know that he needed to stay. He didn't need another loss. They wanted to keep him from losing. Okay? Because remember, he lost to Kovalev, then lost to Lyndon Arthur. But he beat Lyndon Arthur in the rematch. But it's like, nah, this guy can't afford no losses. So he had sucky opponents. Well, Arthur Beterbiev is the favorite, and that's understandable. Okay? If he goes in there and smash Anthony Yarde, so be it. We can't say the fight shouldn't have happened. We saw Dillian White get smashed by Fury, but the fight still should have happened. I can give you many examples, but the fight, if it actually happens, here's the thing. Anthony Yarde's step-up fight was against Kovalev. He had his moment in the fight. We had Kovalev hurt. He didn't capitalize. But he showed he wasn't ready yet. He wasn't good enough. Let me say it that way. He wasn't good enough. How well prepared he'll be for Arthur Beterbiev, this is what we have to find out. So I'm not going to say he should have never fought Kovalev. We just found out, and he found out, that he wasn't as good as Kovalev was. So if he thought he was good enough to beat Kovalev, he found out that he wasn't. Okay, you don't go into a fight thinking, I might win. Hopefully I'll get lucky and win. No, you don't feel like you can win, don't take the fight. If you go into a fight thinking, nah, I'm not ready yet, don't take the fight. What's the purpose of getting your ass whooped before you're ready? Okay, and your age has nothing to do with it. It's the experience that you have and what you're able to display in that ring. So, I mean, in fairness, they're both in their 30s. And Arthur Beterbiev, like I said, he's old. He's 37. So this fight, if it does happen, regardless to who wins, it's supposed to happen. But I do understand why Anthony Yarde is not the favorite. But it might turn out to be a proper scrap. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I would rather see the fight than to sit here and have guys holding off and holding back and not wanting to fight. And again, like I said before, I salute Anthony Joshua for having the heart to want to go fight the best fighters. He don't even want tune-ups. Okay? The only thing in that is, if Anthony Joshua has issues adjusting to different people, we don't know. If his mind is that weak, his IQ is that low, or not as sharp as it should be where he can adjust to what's going on. This is what we don't know about Anthony Joshua. So it's like, it would, for him to take some tune-ups to fine-tune himself, that's the whole point. You're fine-tuning what you have. How can I make myself better? Otherwise, what's the purpose of jumping in there just to say, well, I fought him, but you lost again. I fought him too, then you lost again. You fought him, and you lost again. So that's the whole thing with that. So, we got to start thinking, man, like Jerron Ennis, all these guys that's calling out the elite fighters. Stop bashing them. Stop sitting there saying they're not ready. They're not ready. Well, what the fuck, man? This guy's 33 already. When is he going to be ready? Anthony Yarde, I mean. But all of these guys. Yeah, man, this is what we need. We need challengers, okay, for these elite guys. I keep telling you guys, the guys that you think are going to get blown away may be the one to beat these guys that, oh, I want to see this guy versus this guy. And then they interrupt that fight because guess what? The cherry pick went wrong. Or just as a challenger, that guy just happened to be better than people thought. So either way, I want to see the Anthony Yarde versus Arthur Beterbiev fight. All this witness protection program shit y'all be doing, like, yo, he's not supposed to be in there. Let's keep him far away from him, man. I've witnessed what that guy did to somebody else. Yarde is not ready, man. Let Yarde go in there and fight. Either he's going to win or he's going to lose. We'll find out what he's made of. All of this taking easy fights, and then what? Then what? You're going to wait till you're ready to say, okay, I'm ready to retire? Can I go out with a bang or even try to? Well, if he can't compete with Arthur Beterbiev, more than likely, he won't be able to compete with Bivol. And basically, what's left for him? He's going to drop down in weight? He's going to go up in weight? So, this is a fight that needs to happen. I don't care who's going to win or who people think is going to win. That's not even the point. The point is the fight needs to happen. This is what the fuck they got into boxing for, to fight. Or did you just get into boxing to sit and commentate and sit and try to critique other fighters and what they should have did and what you would have did, but you're not getting in there? So he needs to get in there because his opponent has been weak. Let's just be real. And he needs this. So we'll see what happens if the fight actually happens. Remember, if. There's always an if with boxing. If. Like I said, if it makes sense, it's probably not going to happen. But we'll see how this goes. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.